This is a Onassis broadcast. Code Red, here we are. Pick up your iPads, your cell phones, and have me and listen to Uncle the Podcast. Watch out. If you're sitting down for this, or if you're standing up, you better get ready for this, because it's gonna hit the eardrums. Uncle the Podcast.
You are listening to Uncle the Podcast. My name is Aaron. I'm the nephew-in-law. Here with me is the star of the show, Uncle.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. 2:58 we are on.
We are. Feels good to be here.
Month off. It was feeling good. Though we all had a month off. I sort of needed it myself.
So you enjoyed the month off, Uncle?
Yeah, I needed it myself.
I was talking about that in the previous hour that I kind of enjoyed the time off too. I don't want to sound selfish or anything, but I really enjoyed it. So,
I think what we'll do from now on, when somebody wants a month or so, we can have it. We can have the month. We can have the month off. So if somebody wants to comes or visits or whatever, so I figured might as well use the month off.
Certainly we've taken weeks off here and there, which is always fine, but we've never done that much time all at once, I think. Not for any time that I can remember, at least. So this was a long time for us. So it was a while, but good to be back doing Uncle the Podcast.
We do have a big surprise for everybody.
We do. Okay, what is that, Uncle? I'm not quite sure I know what it is. I might know.
You don't know what it is?
They
are working on it. Let me put it that way.
They are
working on it, and it's coming close to have a new area where we're going to broadcast.
Oh, we're having a new broadcast. Are you talking about how we're switching around rooms and stuff like that? We're going to have a new podcast room.
Yeah.
We should have that coming up. That's exciting.
That coming up, but that's going to be until this big surprise came by surprise.
But okay, we'll get to the surprise in a minute. But first, I want to say hello to everybody live. We've got Count Pupper in the Twitch chat room. We've got a lot of people in the Ocelli.com chat, so it's great to see you all. Thank you for joining us back live on Friday again. But yeah, and you can call in 319-527-5016. Get Chuck on Skype. Charles.Ocelli on Skype, or 319-527-5016. Call in. Great to be back live Friday nights at Ocelli.com. We're here, Uncle. We're here. Count Pupper saying, long time no see, gentlemen.
Well, we haven't gone. We'll get back to the games too on Saturday. But we'll get that organized again.
Hopefully we'll play some video games tomorrow, Uncle. I'd like to do the Vintage Gaming with Uncle show tomorrow, so hopefully we'll get around to doing that and just playing some video games, live streaming that, Twitch, YouTube, all that stuff. So look for that. We should be doing that tomorrow. And really every Saturday we get a chance. So back at it, Uncle. We're back in full swing. Creative Accidents is in the Ocelli.com chat, and he says here on the Twitch chat too. So that's exciting.
I would like to have Mr. Accidents to call in sometime.
Oh, really?
I like that. I got another good news for everybody. Here he comes. The final date. It is final.
Here he comes.
May 27th. He'll be in live screen.
Oh,
Get
you're talking
to
about
the movies, people. And
Tom
now
Cruise.
we're going to... What do you think I'm talking about?
Well, it could be a lot of things.
Well, it's that main man that we've been waiting for how long? 4 months. 5-6 months. At least 6 months.
It's been a while.
So here we are, and I'm going to get, what's his name, involved in this?
Pierce.
Yeah. Whoever he is.
Yeah, no, I've been talking to Pierce.
I wish he can call too. I want to have him talk.
We'll get him. We'll get him on the line. We'll do a special show when Top Gun 2 comes out. We'll have to all put our best foot forward for a review of that.
Yeah, because that is a very, very surprise thing. I know stuff about it, but I'm not gonna let you guys go to the movie theater and watch it. But everybody that's going to review this, take an hour or two to the movie theater and review it for yourself, to yourselves.
Uncle doesn't want to ruin it for you.
And I don't want to ruin it to tell you what happens.
Yeah, go out and see it, everybody.
But you have to see it. I'm just letting you know, do it that way, because then when everybody knows what happened, we can review it in on it.
I know I saw an article the other day. I just saw the headline, didn't read it, but it said Top Gun 2 is coming out at the dumbest time possible, I think is what it said.
Dumbest?
Have you seen this take, Uncle?
No, I didn't hear about that. But that's in this snap. But it is coming out.
It's coming out, yeah.
Where it's posted in the summer.
Okay.
And so people and kids or grown people, if they're reviewers, I'm just saying, if they're reviewers to review things, a good time for them to go watch a movie and review.
Okay, summer. And
that's what I meant to say.
All right, so that take on the movie not necessarily correct. They might be wrong about that. It probably isn't the dumbest time. In fact, it might be a good time. It's summer.
Yeah, it's summer.
It's a good time to come out with a movie.
And the kids are home, and of course they
want to
go to a movie. But for the grown-ups, if they want to watch this kind of movie, because if they're a couple action people, you know how I'm an action person, so I like to watch all this stuff. But that's staying about myself.
Sure.
But other people, their choice, what they like. But of course,
yeah. So, I don't know. There's some interesting stuff in the chat room that I don't completely know what to make of, Uncle. But I'm not gonna. But it's good to see everybody in the chat. I'm gonna leave it at that. Thank you everybody for being here. I see Amir in the chat, who I know is from Ukraine. So we hope you're doing okay, Amir.
Amir? Oh, the lady.
No, I don't think you know Amir, Uncle. He's been on Chuck's show.
Oh, it's me.
So good to see you there. Hope everything is well. I know it's a tough time, Uncle. It's crazy out there. It's bad out there.
Well, what's happening in the world? Now, I am talking problems. Mm-hmm. Now, there is problems because we have a dictator right now.
Okay.
That is causing the problem.
A dictator.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's,
Vladimir Putin. Yes.
Vladimir Putin.
Yes.
And our president will not stand down.
He won't stand down.
They're helping the other country that has kids, parents, and families, no house. Now, if people would come, if they were here, I would lend them my room.
Yeah.
I would lend them my room. I know about everybody else in this house.
Yeah.
But myself, I lend them my room.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about this whole thing.
That's good. Yeah, I mean, nobody should ever be happy about war. No. I mean, that doesn't stop people from doing it.
2000 and what? And we're having a war?
Yeah.
It's insane.
They don't stop, Uncle.
It's insane.
Yeah.
The country's insane.
Uncle, we might be getting into government hour. Should we be doing this?
No, just that hour. That's just the part I just had this talk about.
Yeah.
That's it.
No, that's fair, Uncle. That's fair.
That's all I wanted to talk about.
It's okay.
I mean, because it's aggravating me to a point, and that's why I just had to come out with it for a little bit.
It's aggravating everybody, Uncle. There's no way around it. Count Pupper is imploring not politics hour. So I thought this was the comedy hour. Yeah. So
I thought it was a comedy.
It is.
It is the comedy hour. It's just that.
We're doing.
What does everybody want to talk about? I'm giving to my audience. What do they want to talk about?
It is. Yeah, it's important. What do they want to talk about?
Call on the telephone and let me know.
Yes.
Call that number.
Call us and tell us what you want to talk about. We'll do it. So call 319-527-5016 or Skype. Skype is charles.ocelli. Send Chuck a message there. He will bring you on the show. Charles.ocelli or call 319-527-5016. Uncle, we're live on the Ocelli Radio Network. Crazy things happening at the network, Uncle. Been a little wacky around here.
What's happening?
Been a little crazy. Well, Chuck is having to. He's been working hard. He's been working.
Has a problem in the network?
Well, yeah, a little bit. Yeah, a little bit of problems. I mean, it's just it's tough running a website, running radio.
Is this the one, the new one he's on? You talking about? Or something else?
No. This is Chuck's own network here, Uncle.
Oh, his own network.
Yeah, it's tough. It's hard work, Uncle. This is, and I think it's easy for people to take for granted media because it's everywhere, and the more of it there is, the more of it seems that it just comes from out of nowhere, but it doesn't. It takes a lot of effort to make shows. Just showing up is hard enough, but there's a lot more work than that, and Chuck does a lot of it. So support the network is what I'd say.
How's old Chuck feeling these days?
For Chili.com. Chuck, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. I just had my mic down,
Okay. How are you doing, man? You all right?
How are you doing?
I'm doing okay. It's just you're talking about the struggles with the network. What it is that the website was getting attacked a lot, and it just had to come up with solutions, and I actually had to hire people to fix it. Ooh. So, yeah.
Oh, your stuff, your area.
Yeah.
Your side.
My website. And
your section. Oh, yeah. I didn't know that. I just heard.
Yeah, I mean, we're look. I'm still doing all the work that I've been doing, and we added a new show this week. But it was getting really hard. I took 40 days working on this. Trying to fix the problem. So that's what Aaron's talking about. You asked how I'm feeling, Uncle. I'm not doing too bad, health wise. I'm doing okay. So I'm surprised I am because I haven't gotten much sleep in the past month. But it's been.
What was going to say? If you have a problem with networks, other problems, you're welcome to take time and fix them up. I'm off if you have to, Chuck. I mean, it's fine.
Believe it or not, the easy part of my job is producing you guys. Right?
That's the easy part.
That's the easy part.
I'm talking about the little hard stuff.
Yeah,
you're having troubles with.
Yeah, no, look, nobody knows everything about tech. You know what I mean? It's Aaron's a smart guy, but he doesn't know everything. I'm not an idiot, but I don't know everything. You know what I mean? So it's.
I would
technology is confusing.
It can be.
And mystifying. And there's just so many little details that nobody can keep track of. It's just the nature of things. Yeah. It's crazy, Uncle. Well, it's astonishing that we're here right now.
Well, I'm about Eddie. I'm going to talk to, if there's a chance he gets on the line.
He was in the chat.
To talk about Eddie about his schools for a minute. Of course, we had me having the discussion about the pomegranates. And I'm asking for him as a favor to watch and control his squirrels. That's all. Well, something funny there.
If you could do us a favor, Ed, and call the squirrels off so they don't eat all of our fruit off the fruit trees.
Off the tree.
Nice.
Well, I know he's concerned about the pregnant squirrel that he posted a picture of in the chat room, so I don't know if that's got anything to do with it. But there's a very, very pregnant squirrel, yeah.
That might be. You never know.
Well, they're eating for 2 or 3. What are you going to do?
Well...
They got to eat the fruit, Uncle. They can't help themselves.
You're helping them fruit. Damn pomegranates, you're the one that should be sad because you're saying, where's the fruit? You're the one chopping them all the time.
I want to eat the guavas. I want to eat the pomegranates. I'd like to stop the squirrels and every other creature from eating them, and sometimes that works, sometimes it doesn't. And then sometimes other stuff happens to fruit too. I don't know what happened to guavas last year, but they fell off before they got ripe. We couldn't even pick them.
Them guavas is what I'm waiting for.
Yeah.
I've been sitting there watching them suckers grow, actually, and popping the water line into the ground to the root to see if it grows anymore.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you just letting it go. The water goes into the thing, and then it go down in the ground, and things pop out.
Yeah.
Well, it's what's supposed to.
Yeah, no, the guava tree is doing really good. Tree's doing great. The pomegranate's doing great. All the fruit trees are doing great. But then the fruiting is another story sometimes. And yeah, we got lots of variables to deal with. But yeah, all in all, the trees are looking real good out there. And we just got the rain.
It's up to you if you want to answer this question for you.
Who?
That about the big surprise. Up to you to say.
Oh, you mean if we want to bring it up on air?
If you want to bring it up, up to you. I'm not gonna get into
let's wait. Let's reveal that when it's absolutely certain, Uncle.
Oh, no.
But we can tease it out, and listeners will probably know what we're talking about here.
Right.
But things are looking good. We'll get back to you on that. Again, I don't want to be celebrating. I don't want to be counting chickens before they hatch. That sort of thing, Uncle. I really don't.
What we have to wait for is what I'm looking to see if you guys get.
Top Gun 2.
Oh yeah, that.
We know we're getting that.
Oh yeah, that.
We know we're doing that.
Top Gun 2, very, very different from 1. Let me tell you.
Completely different.
It is completely different. He's got all new people.
New planes.
Blue plane and
new plane to fly around in. Should be good. Should be an exciting time, Uncle.
I'm curious on it, though. Who's going to be the smart one? Again, going over saying, let's do a fly. Let's do a fly. That was him. It was mainly in the beginning, in the first one that we all know. Who is it going to be in the second one? That's what I was trying to figure out. But no, that's to come.
Yeah. That remains to be seen. It's good that we've got surprises there. And
is that going to be in theaters? I have not kept track of this.
In theater.
Okay,
that's what I'm saying. Everybody's got to go to the theater
in May, right, Uncle?
In May 27th.
Okay.
May 27th.
Exactly the date, because on the Today Show, they said the date.
You know they're going to get that right on that.
And
show.
they get it right. And if that's the proper date that I'm sure that they're usually right on, it will be that date.
Right there it is.
I believe them than any other people.
Okay.
Because they are the talkers of the morning shows.
I can believe them in that much. If they're talking about the premiere of Top Gun 2, I'll believe them on that. Yeah, I'll give them that.
That's what I believed in. Okay. That's the part I'm saying I believe in.
Yeah, I definitely believe
otherwise, if you ask anyone else, I wouldn't believe it.
Oh, okay.
I mean, because...
no other show, you mean?
Yeah, no other show. Oh, correct. Because it's... Those are sort of the ones closer, say, to this family to watch every morning. No.
Is that the show that's always on in the mornings, Uncle?
Yeah.
See, I haven't been around in the mornings in a long time.
I know.
So I don't know what goes on around here. You got to tell me about these.
Yeah, that is the top show.
That's what you all watch in here. And I assume the TV comes on at an early hour and it just kind of stays on for a long period of time. Is that right?
It goes from
might be wrong about that.
7 to 9. It's a 2-hour show.
Sure.
And then the other show comes on. My competition. We cut it off.
Ryan Seacrest?
Yes, it's my competition. Yeah. That's why I don't want to watch him.
Got it. That makes sense to me. So, okay. At 7 a.m., somebody turns on the TV in here? Is that what happens?
Yeah.
They turn it on. It's a Today Show.
Sometimes I get up early, I'll turn it on. Or if...
Maybe sometimes it's you turning on TV.
Or your wife comes and
will she turn it on? Does she turn it on?
She watches it.
My wife turns the TV on.
Well, I know. Unless it's on. Probably will.
Okay, so you're not exactly sure how this happens, but the TV turns on.
Somebody in the house
comes
downstairs or my sister, she goes in her room and watches it.
Okay.
So that's how I hear
don't
it.
know. I don't know.
And so I don't flip it on. So I flip it on
Okay.
when I know, because I can hear hers
So
going on.
so it comes on at 7 and then it's promptly shut off at 9. Is that what
9
happens?
o'clock, and you got my competition on the following hour.
We got 2
The
hours
2
of TV.
hour.
2 hours of TV in the morning here.
Well, we all know who the competition is. Well,
We do.
I
Sadly,
mean,
we do.
I mean,
I wonder
but
if
but he's with that other girl on her show.
Let's see here. I've got.
What is
I'm
this?
trying to pull up some interesting graphics here now that I'm thinking about Uncle. But here, we can keep talking here. Oh, here we go. Let's see if I can. Let me see if I can pull up a live feed of the LAX runway on the live stream.
I just
for people
saw it a minute
watching
ago.
video.
What's going on with them?
What at LAX, the Los Angeles International Airport?
Yeah, I see them going over to the east all the time. I see
Flights.
the planes going off, and there they go. There they go.
Well,
And then the ones in the back, Toronto.
those are the flights that are flying around.
Toronto, yeah.
Well, with the magic of internet connectivity and live stream cameras set up in public places, we can get a view of LAX airport, the runway. It looks like it's buffering here. So I've got that. There's a couple of just weird things. I'm just playing around with the graphics here, honestly.
Who's that guy?
Yeah, let's see here. It's buffering. I don't know if this is going to work or not. So let's see here. I have that. I've got one of Hollywood Boulevard, but it doesn't seem to be live. Every time I've tried to pull that up, it just shows like clips of like the best of or something, like something happened earlier.
A
That
quick
doesn't show
question.
Hollywood Boulevard live.
Quick question
What's up, Chuck?
quick question for Uncle from the chat room from Amir in Ukraine. Have you and this is actually for Aaron, but I think it would be good to ask both of you. Has either one of you watched Servant of the People yet?
No, I haven't. Have you heard of this, Uncle?
No, I haven't heard of this.
Okay, well, so the president of Ukraine had a TV show, right?
Right.
So it was called Servant of the People,
Ah,
and it's now available on Netflix.
yes.
Oh.
Okay.
So it's in
Look at
Russian,
that.
but it's got English subtitles.
Oh, well, I'm used to that because I was watching The Sword.
Well, that's what
The
I was
Swords
thinking.
had
Is
it,
you could
too.
watch it because you were used to it with the Sword show, right?
Yeah. I could probably understand it.
Yeah.
What-
The Sword Show. Remember the Sword Show had English?
Yeah, no, I
Spanish?
remember, Uncle. But what format is it? Is it a reality show?
Oh,
where it's
reality
about
show?
Zelensky in real life? Or?
No. It was he was a comedy actor, okay, and they had this TV show where he's a school teacher, and he somehow the students got him put onto the ballot for president, and he won in the TV show. You understand?
Really? In the that's in the TV show is the idea.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And I'm about halfway through it. What's on there? But it's
Is it a series?
yeah,
Any chance?
yeah, it's a series.
Oh, because I
A
watch
TV
series.
series, Uncle. Yeah, it's a
watch-
TV show.
I'll get to that.
It's a
when I see
Ukrainian
it.
TV show. Yeah.
I'm gonna get to seeing that because I'm on one now that almost over the 4-season A&M show. But I'll look at
maybe
it.
maybe check this out, Uncle. It sounds like it's definitely worth watching. Right?
I should watch that
What-
one.
what-
Let's see.
What are you getting from it so far, Chuck?
What are you getting from
Well, I mean, it's meant to be comedy. I mean, his family turns on him because he doesn't want to be a corrupt politician. And, in the storyline, because they're angry because they figure they just won. They say over and over again, they just won the lottery because if you become a powerful politician in Ukraine, you can just, live the high life. And, the people suffer for it. So his family ends up turning on him after they, are not pleased that they can't get all their free stuff and get away with everything. And he's like trying to do a good job, but he's making mistakes. The part I'm at is he gets really drunk and makes kind of a fool of himself at a certain point. And he's like battling these weird oligarchs, which I don't fully understand in the TV show, trying to like make things good for the people of Ukraine, which is an interesting storyline. And again, he was a comedic actor, and I'm not sure if technically it was a Russian TV show or a Ukrainian TV show, because it is in Russian. Emir could probably inform us about that in the chat room if he's hearing this. And but then again, and that's the thing, is in Ukraine they did speak both languages for the most part. But anyway, let's see. Okay, I'm not sure what Emir just wrote. I was just looking to see what it said. But
he's something about Russia banned it. He's bringing up the Ukraine Nazis, I think, evil ones, something like that.
Yeah. Well, but anyway, the whole thing is that in this thing he's comedically trying to be like a faithful public servant, and they're trying to tempt him and bribe him and all kinds of stuff. I don't want to spoil too much of it, but I mean I'm only halfway through, so I don't even know how it finishes. But I find it kind of funny. Actually,
go ahead and watch it. Don't let us know. I'll just.
Maybe you can find that one.
Well, I'm just saying it's on Netflix though. So
Netflix, I can find it if it's on Netflix.
Yeah, we got that.
We got Netflix. I can pop it on. Yeah. And just go through like I do and say and see it.
See, and I'm sure Aaron would find it fascinating if he has time, because how often do you get TV show a guy acts like he's going to be the president in a TV show and becomes the president, right?
Yeah, that's fascinating for sure.
Actually, you could watch it on here if you wanted to.
I could, yeah.
Yeah, if you wanted to.
Yeah, maybe I'll look that up. That does sound very
look it up.
Very interesting. Yeah, it's weird when something happens in a show and then real life mirrors that. It's always raises a lot of questions. For one thing, it makes you wonder about stuff. Yeah, it's like, what is going on?
Yeah, I was wondering about this other guy. That what actually caused him to go through all this problem mess? And
we talking about Vladimir Putin?
Yeah. And
what caused him to do it?
Caused him to do it because here we are. We have gas problems. We have food problems. It affects everybody. I just don't understand.
Yeah, but see, before this happened, we were getting affected anyway, Uncle. And here we go, government hour again, right?
Oh, yeah. You're right.
It's getting real government.
I'm getting to this government's problem because I was thinking his of it.
You've been watching a lot of TV throughout the day, right, Uncle?
Yeah, lately.
What's on the TV when you turn on?
It's the government stuff.
Yeah, it's the government stuff. So it's on your mind. It's on your mind.
That's the problem.
That's
been my problem.
That's what happens.
We're going into the hour of that again. I know.
Yeah. It's not all bad. It's good to think about the world and what's happening in it, what's wrong with it. But
comedy is not much on top of. If there was more comedy on the shows, instead of this. Oh, man, we'd be talking crazy.
That's the funny thing. That Servant of the People show is a comedy, by the way. And Emir is letting me know that it's actually a Ukrainian show, but it's in Russian. So, fascinating thing there because, Putin, one of his justifications, of course, is, the Russian people were not being allowed to speak Russian. That's been one of the tropes out there, hasn't it? But funny thing, they make a mass market TV show, and they make it in Russian for the Ukrainians.
Oh, that
seems strange.
That makes sense. Yeah. So,
a lot of propaganda flying around these days, Uncle.
Yeah,
you gotta watch out for it. It's all over the place.
Do you have any listeners here, Chuck?
Definitely. Well, we got listeners, but we don't have callers. Let me go check the call lines again, though, because we do have open lines, 319-527-5016. Of course, anybody can call in and join us. You got about 26 more minutes of the Uncle Show, so we got time. Meanwhile, you're checking in at LAX, huh?
You know what, Uncle? Somebody brought it up on the last hour, but I definitely didn't want to touch it. Maybe you do. I don't know. I'm gonna throw this at you, but the Oscars debacle with Will Smith and Chris Rock. Do we want to speak to that, or do we just want to forget that ever even happened? What's your preference on that one?
It's a boxing match. You want to know?
It's a boxing match.
It's a boxing match. Punched him in the and I mean, this is just crazy. It's just crazy.
Strange, odd behavior.
Odd behavior. Exactly the word. I mean, this is just. Well, there is. I gotta say one thing about it.
What's that?
It is a little personal. in some ways.
It's personal.
What he said, what Smith said about his mother.
Okay.
Something like that. That's what I've heard.
Will Smith got mad because Chris Rock was up there making a joke at Will Smith's wife's expense.
Oh.
Which is what comedians tend to do when they're up there on the stage. They goof on the audience. They're like, oh, hey, there's Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith. I'm going to goof on Jada Pinkett Smith because she doesn't have hair. I'm going to make a dumb joke. It was probably an off-color joke. You know, it's a bit offensive, but I feel like comedians are that's expected of them. They're supposed to make offensive jokes, and for some reason this time, Will Smith got so mad about it that he felt the need to slap Chris Rock for telling the joke. Again, the joke wasn't really even that funny. It probably was in bad taste even. But it deserve the reaction it got, I think, is the question. My opinion is no. But, I mean, my opinion is also, well, does this even really matter? You know, but again, maybe it does. Maybe I'm.
I don't know. It's just the way it fell, I suppose.
It was odd. It was really odd. It's just odd to see the way that, like, I don't know, TV, media.
See, that, again, getting involved. Media, always involved of the problems that we go through.
But then again, you have to think of it in terms of the media loves it too, because they must love the fact that it got so much attention, and like you get all this conversation. It gets to be a big to-do. Everybody gets to talk about it, so it gives them something to talk about. So they can't dislike that for sure. So there's that element too.
I do remember when we went to a few back to look at live shows, comedy shows. Now I'm talking comedy.
Oh, yeah. Going to see live, like podcasts and live comedy acts.
Those were interesting and funny. I can understand those. But these others, the problems are different. You know, how we went to see, the two girls, and then...
Yeah, we saw a live podcast. They recorded it live at a comic shop on Hollywood Boulevard. Sunset Boulevard. I'm sorry, Sunset Boulevard.
Sunset Boulevard.
Yeah, it was cool.
And it gave me some ideas to do my show.
It's fun. That was a fun
Why
night.
we should have some comedies, paper, a newspaper, comedy stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I just realized we should have in front of us, and we should talk about the old comedy people. I was thinking of that after... when I went to see them.
There's some interesting stuff in the area here where we live, Uncle, that I've been going by that just little curiosities that popped out to me. I'm thinking maybe we should get a hold of some local people and try to get them on as guests on the show. I kind of thought. Would you like that. If we got like local business people and stuff on?
That too would sound okay.
That'd be good.
I mean, get people on locally so we can move on to the comedy shows. I mean, because if the comedy people want to hear,
we can make it funny.
We have to make it sort of interesting and funny for the customers.
Here, I'm going to throw this at you, Uncle. There's some straight up weird, kind of odd. I'm not going to call them weird. I'm not going to judgment call them, but they're odd businesses around town. I think it might be interesting if we invited the proprietors of these businesses on the show and be like, hey, how's business? And what is business? What does it mean to be this sort of business? Because they're
if you can get in touch with them.
I'm going to ask the question.
Chuck can get in touch with them. For that, to have a discussion.
What's up, Chuck?
I want to ask a question here. You say odd business. What is an odd business to you, Aaron?
Okay. There's a number of them. I mean, some of them aren't even that odd. Like a reptile store is kind of odd, right? That's one, but there's odder. Okay. I feel like there's one that's a small little swimwear shop, like in the strip mall. I was reading it, like, how do you keep a swimwear place open exclusively? And you look into it, it's somebody that's like tailoring custom swimwear for people, I
But
guess.
that's not very odd, really. I mean, I thought you
Well-
meant like an odd business, you know.
Well, again, it might just be making a bad judgment call, but things that I find interesting, and I guess they're not necessarily odd, just things that like kind of like, what's the deal with that? How do what's going on there? You know, like
what we excuse me.
There's other ones too. There's a bunch of
What
them.
we should do, like we did with the swordmen, bring the cards out,
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
send it to them. I mean, what's worst comes to worst is, let's listen to this guy, and then pop, here's the show.
See,
Yeah, but we could have
and-
them on as a guest too.
Or we can have them on for a guest.
Yeah.
See,
I
I,
mean,
thought you meant something really odd. Like there was a town I used to live in where there was a store that was a flag store. I'm not kidding. That's
Yeah.
all they sold.
Yeah.
And like to me, that was really odd because it was like in the middle of suburbia, it's just a flag store. That was their whole purpose for. And if you went in there, it was wall to wall flags. Now I don't know how you stay in business doing that, but I mean, I thought you meant something really strange. You know,
No, not really. I mean, you have to admit, Chuck, like the reptile business, that's kind of like a niche-y, kind of odd business, I feel like, right?
Yeah, it
Am I
is.
wrong in that?
No, it is like
Right.
I once there used to be a store called the Gaming Geek, right? Which
Yeah.
was in a town called Forked River in New Jersey, and it's out of business now. But their whole purpose for being there was for people to play tabletop games, Magic the Gathering, the Hero
Oh, yeah.
Clicks, all. And like some people thought that was really weird. To me, that's not weird. It's just a niche. So you mean
Yeah.
niche businesses, not like we
Yeah.
sell. You know, we sell marital aids made from vegetables. No, nothing like that. You know, a totally bioorganic something or other. Or the one store I saw, a small store once, ice cream, but for dogs.
Yeah.
It's not
yeah,
people ice
there
cream.
you go.
they have them in the stores. Don't they do? And they do have ice cream.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah,
little
yeah,
odd.
true.
That's a little odd to me, yeah.
Well, they do have ice cream.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean,
I've
it's
seen
fine.
'em.
I get it.
Heck, when I went to Starbucks back out to get some things, must have side of whipped cream, please. And I'm giving them to the dogs. They chow down that stuff
Well,
quick.
I
That's something like.
I understand something like dog ice cream as a product, but as an entire store, that's what I'm talking about. Like
Yeah,
a
but-
store dedicated to dog ice cream would be odd.
Yeah, no, that's what I mean. Like you see it in the grocery store. Okay, it's 1 out of 10,000 items, and you go, okay, somebody's trying it. That's fine. But no, when I saw a little hole in the wall store that was just ice cream, but only for your dogs, I was like, okay, that's pretty odd.
Yeah, right.
You know.
There's just stuff like that I find interesting, and then things I just have questions about, like what is going on at that business. And you know, if you could talk to the proprietor and convince them to come on, they might.
There's a telephone
They'd be.
call.
You could ask them that. And yeah, we're getting a telephone call.
Telephone on this line. Who you have on the line and where you from?
Hello, caller.
Hello, caller.
This is Jimmy James calling from the far Midwest there. Definitely not in the East. It's in the Midwest.
That's my Jimmy boy. Calls up when I needed him again.
Very good, Jimmy.
Very good, Jimmy. So, what's been up with you?
Oh, it's miscellaneous. I bought a car, so that's been eating up a lot of money.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I hope it's electric.
Is it electric?
It's an electric.
Absolutely not.
You got a
It's
problem. Man.
definitely not an electric.
You got a
No.
problem, man. Because we are
Not
pushing.
really. It's,
We are pushing electric cars around.
Yeah, Jimmy, what are you doing over there? You got one of those
Doing
ICE cars, one of those ice
cars.
mobiles? You got that out of a
Bill?
glacier
No,
from the
not-
ice age?
No, check it out, dude. I get like 40 miles a gallon. Stick shift, 4-cylinder,
Stick
Dodge.
shift, yeah.
All right, all right.
Stick shift.
Uncle, that's hard to argue with right there.
Well, stick shift, I can understand.
That
Stick
is
shift.
very
I didn't know what
economical.
kind of car we're talking about.
Oh yeah, love the manual transmission. Great choice there, Jimmy.
But
Well done.
but you got to understand high prices on gas now.
that,
you know what's
was
happening.
that part of your decision for the 4-cylinder
Was
good
it?
mileage vehicle there?
Was it your
Well, the
decision?
stick shift absolutely sold it to me because I always prefer a stick shift, but can rarely find a car that has them anymore.
Oh, well, yeah,
Yeah,
that
that's
I
tough.
can see. I can understand that because he'd have something a stair kink strip instead of an automatic. Now, automatic would be no for him. I can tell you right now.
You can tell that, huh?
I can tell from Jimmy, he would say no.
Yeah.
Right, Jimmy?
Gotta have that manual.
Is it for
That's
what?
right. I prefer the
See,
manual.
see what I told you. What I tell you. I know him. I know him now.
So
He's very
it's what,
good.
5-speed, Jimmy, I
5-speed?
assume?
Yeah, typical 5-speed. Just a really good economics. And guess what else I did? I bought a green chip that I'm going to plug into this thing's computer. And after driving with it a month, it totally reprograms the car to save even more money and gas.
Whoa.
Saves
Uncle.
money and gas?
Take that, Elon Musk. What do you think about that, Uncle?
I like to know how that works. Well, we got to see how this stuff works.
Well, that's the thing. I'll see if it actually works. But what it is,
that's
it
what
just plugs
I'm.
into
You don't
it plugs
count them.
into the OSB 2. The OSB 2 thing, for checking your engine and all that.
Oh, yeah, got it.
Say this: never count your chickens until you start doing the process. What do you laughing at, sidekick?
Yeah, I think this came up earlier, Uncle, and I couldn't agree more. That's something I don't want to be doing right now. But when the process starts, hey, get ready.
Well,
It's
your process, when you get around to it, this guy's gonna be on a hot rod motorcycle soon. But then when he gets to the chance of the exercise course,
yeah, we'll see about that.
Can you see him going through lines? I could see this a moment. Just a moment for people.
You're talking about on the highway, Uncle, on the motorcycle?
The highway. People are going crazy. Going in this line. Bunch of people online. Hey, we got a traffic jam. We have a traffic jam. There goes a nice looking motorcycle. Right between the lines. Ahoo! You get home faster than any of them. I'm just saying.
Very common sight.
That's a comedy show. And that's what I came out with.
You see it a lot on the California freeways out here.
Yeah.
You see traffic, and then you see the motorcycle come through splitting lanes.
Through that side, boom, and they come through that line into the line. Actually, go to where he has to get to. Those are fancy little things.
They can be. Be careful out there on them because you want to be safe. Not everybody always is. So, yeah, motorcycles.
I mean, no, it's a wild.
It's crazy out there. It's crazy. Life is a highway.
The highway. What's that song?
You heard that then?
I heard that song. Yes, yeah. I forget who sang it, but
Life is
I know that song.
Yep. Jimmy. What else? So the car's treating you good. I'm gathering. It's doing pretty good for you.
Oh, well, sure, yeah. I mean, beats walking.
Oh.
Yeah, it usually does. Yeah. Okay. Well, good. I'm glad that you were able to get a car that seems to be working out. Seems like you made a pretty good choice there from what you're telling us about it. Well done there. Well done.
Aaron, we had a conversation a couple of weeks ago on the Friday night call-in show of my show, and you weren't around for it, I don't think, but we were just marveling at the absolute consistency with Jimmy's deadpan stuff, the way he delivers things when you ask him a question, and it's just it's comedically brilliant. I don't even think he realizes exactly how great it is that he does that. And somebody proposed that we should put Bob Wilson up against him and see what happens, because the two of them deadpan stuff when they say things, and it's hilarious. Was that what you were just laughing at?
Yeah. I was laughing at what Jimmy had to say for sure.
Isn't it brilliant though? I mean, it's just
so
you couldn't teach somebody to deadpan the way Jimmy does. I'm serious. That would be like an act. It would probably take you 6 months in acting school to have somebody teach you how to halfway approximate what Jimmy does. I just want to point that out and thank you. Okay, I'm done.
Yeah. Likewise. Well done there, Jimmy. Always great to talk to you. And I honestly wish I could see the car now. I do. You piqued my interest. It's like, man, this car sounds cool.
Could you put it on Instagram, Jimmy?
Oh, there's an idea. You got an Instagram for us, Jimmy?
If you can put it in there and you can see it.
I am nothing.
Oh, that's your handle.
I don't really have any social media.
Oh, you don't have that.
No,
it was him
I
that
don't
didn't
have
have
no
it.
social media. All I got is the Ocelli chat chat room. That's pretty much my electronic social media.
You know what you could do is you could email it to Aaron or me.
Oh, you can email it.
And one of us could put it up on Instagram for you, and we could just tell people that this is the car of Jimmy James.
Oh, yeah. That would be
we
good.
could do that,
That would
if
be
you
good.
want.
How about that, Jimmy?
Who wants to do that?
I like that idea. If you're so inclined,
Yeah,
Jimmy.
I might.
Yeah.
Cool.
I would like to do that after I do a little shine. I got a couple little things I'm doing to it.
Oh yeah. No, you got to
Okay.
clean. Hey, look,
Get what you want done on it. Get what you want done on it, and then shoot it up to these two. I mean, they're
clean her up first. You know, make it presentable.
That's what I said.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
That way, since
Good idea, Chuck. I like that a lot.
I was thinking it, but you hit it. Yeah, you hit it on there.
Yeah,
I mean,
the Jimmy James Mobile.
I like to see it myself now.
Definitely.
Uncle, have you ever seen people with their cars in their window? They have a little vinyl sticker that has their Instagram handle on it, so that it has like the little Instagram logo usually, and it says their little name on Instagram. It says at Honda Lover 69 or whatever they're called. Have you seen that phenomenon?
Somewhere
Out on the streets. People drive around like that.
Yeah.
I have to keep close eye on the front of the vehicle.
Just look at the windows, Uncle.
Just look at the windows, and
You'll
they'll show
see
me
that.
something, because that will know what I'm looking at.
You know,
I see more and more of
get-
them all the time.
It's funny you bring
I'm
this
not-
up, because you can get one of those scannable. What do they call those QR codes?
Yes.
You could get one of those literally on your vehicle, Aaron, and have people go like they just scan it and it takes them to the mobile version of the Age of Transitions or UncleThePodcast.com.
They can do that?
Yeah.
Well, let's do that on yours.
Is that something we need to do, Uncle?
Down there, there you go. You got him doing something else.
Okay, there we go.
got something.
All right,
got him something to do.
Somebody
QR
takes a
code
picture. I'm trying to figure out how to do it. So when you figure it out, let me know, because I want to find it and put it up on the window too for Ocelli.com, right?
Yeah.
It's got to be fairly easy, as long there's probably a website that generates.
Okay,
it.
I
you
haven't
just
found it yet,
did
but now we
something
got
there,
work.
Chuck.
We got work to
You
do.
just you made a project for you and him.
Yep, I did.
There's your project.
I made us work. I made us work, Aaron. Are you happy?
Well done. Well
All
done.
right.
It's bound to happen some point on this show. It's been a month off, but we're back at it.
And you know what? The funny thing is, you only got about 7 minutes left.
Oh, okay. We've got somebody in the YouTube chat, which I find interesting. Let's see here. Their comment is, I think their name is 100% true, and they're saying, "Dude in white almost looks like Jordan Peterson." I think that's you, Uncle. He's saying you look like Jordan Peterson.
Uncle as Jordan Peterson?
Who's Jordan Peterson first?
Wow.
He is kind of a right-wing, I think, professor, right? He's a professor at
Oh, you
university.
put me in the professor line.
Yeah.
Philosophy guy,
Okay, that's it.
one thing I've been working on. Professor people on shows that I've been watching.
Oh, I was going to
Okay.
say, you're going to be Professor Uncle. We got a whole new show we got to launch then. So,
yeah,
like this.
Yeah, well,
there is another brilliant piece. Professor Uncle, you put a mortarboard on him. And, all right, never mind. I'm going to leave it there. I'm not going to make us more work, but just a thought. Go ahead. Sorry.
Do those quick videos like that one. Remember a few years ago when that right wing thing had all those commercials that were like little documentary things saying,
Yep.
"Oh, here's what people say, and here's what's actually going on."
Mm-hmm.
I did that in the beginning
You know,
of the first couple of times. Remember that thing? Sidekick?
I'm not. I feel lucky that I don't remember what Jimmy's referencing. I feel lucky about
that we have been starting this.
You don't remember?
Okay, sure.
You don't remember
That's
that
what
thing?
he's. talking about.
Yeah, but you don't
Maybe.
remember a couple of years ago they had those things where it was like, let's just say if it happened today, for instance, people would go, okay, everybody's talking about the Ukraine, you got an opinion and everything, okay, find it on a map. And
Oh, jeez.
and then they can't find it on a map. You know, you tell them, okay, well, find New Jersey on a map, and they're pointing at Europe. You know, like they just can't. They know nothing.
Okay,
they
so
have
so
to
they
look
took the
at-
jaywalking segment and made little commercials for themselves out of it.
Yeah,
that's
something
what
like
it sounds
that.
like.
Something
Okay.
like that. Yeah.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
They're
Um,
kind of like mini little shows.
okay. Oh, you know what? You know who did them for a long time, who I despise, is Mark Dice. He was doing those videos for years and years and years, where he goes out feeling self-righteous and makes fun of how dumb people are.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's a little format that he used for many, many years. I don't know what that guy's doing now. I don't want to know. But, Uncle, in the name of you looking like Jordan Peterson, why don't you say something to own the libs right now? Can you do that?
Own the libs?
Yeah, own the libs by telling us how stupid the culture. Tell us how dumb cancel culture is. Tell us how bad cancel culture is. Can you do that?
Cancer culture is, and let's put it in a better way. Let's say in someone's did actually on their body and had whatever that was that they had in the body is, hey, what's happening to this man? Oh, well, he did this. He did that. I said, well, that's life.
Exactly.
Exactly the point. The point that we'll come to is, why did they do it?
So there you
I
go.
don't know. There's
Perfect.
your answers.
Uncle doesn't just look like Jordan Peterson. He can talk the talk too.
Yeah, talk the
So
talk and
own
walk
those
the
libs.
walk.
Take that.
He just made a whole lot more sense than most conservative media. Period. Go ahead.
Well, that's they wanted to me. They made a name, and I finished the sentence.
I
That's
know
what
it.
it was.
And you say,
know what it is?
Yeah.
They made me a name.
right.
Hear this now. They made me a name,
Jordan Peterson.
Jordan Peterson, and they wanted to know what he does, and how he does, and what he says. And I mentioned 1, 2, 3, and all three of them questions that whoever this person
Uncle,
was,
it's
that wanted to
irrefutable.
know.
There's no debating that. You are
Yeah.
the debate master.
Oh,
The main
forgot.
whoever.
I always forget to ask. I gotta ask this because I've never asked this, and I always mean to ask this.
Okay.
Uncle, what were you doing on 11/22/63?
63.
That was Kennedy.
What were you doing the day
Oh, the
Kennedy was killed?
assassination.
Yeah.
Watching how. Well, I went into the movie theater, and boom, bang.
You were at the movie theater?
No. When it happened.
Oh, okay.
You
About
saw
the movie
you,
theater.
you saw on
I'll be running out
TV.
of the movie theater.
Yeah, you
saw him.
You saw on TV Lee Harvey Oswald getting arrested, is what you're saying.
Right.
Okay.
No, he's saying he was seen
No,
in a
not
movie
arrested.
reel.
No, a hoopy
right?
wheel. A
Movie.
hoopy wheel where he was in the movie theater. And the guy had a shotgun and a gun. Boom. Actually, I have a
Ruby.
show. A book of it, too.
That's Oswald's arrest he's talking about.
Yeah.
I'm sure. of
Okay.
it.
Okay. Yeah. I
Osborne.
figured that you would
I thought
know what was
somebody
going
know.
on here, Chuck. So, all right. So that's a lot to talk about. So I
Yes,
think
it
what we'll-
is. That whole book. I
I-
mean, it was about him sitting in the movie theater
yeah.
and then watching a show
Uh,
about, I think it was about his ideas about
he's
him
talk-
on a train.
He's talking about the Lincoln assassination, I think.
Yes, that's it. That's it.
Okay, now I
Yeah,
got
hold
it.
on
I'm
a minute,
sorry.
Chuck.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
very
I
good.
got it now.
That's the point.
interesting.
And this is what, what's his name asked me about.
Jimmy.
Jimmy
Yes,
asked me this.
Yeah.
Wherever Jimmy went to.
He's
still,
here.
He's
He's
still
on the call.
here.
Well, I didn't think you were around in the Lincoln assassination. I was asking about the Kennedy one. But if you remember the Lincoln one, I'm interested in that too.
Well, they're almost the same. That's what I'm saying. They're
That's
almost the
That's
correct
true.
same.
so many similarities. ain't
Weird
there?
similarities, yeah.
Jack, talking about that other one that you mentioned, Jimmy, I had some experience with the mother. I gave them a torch. It was in the Special Olympics.
Oh,
I
you're saying
gave-
that, was it a Kennedy or Onassis or
it
something?
was a Kennedy family.
Yes,
that I meant to
that's
tell this,
right,
Jimmy.
That's right.
Oh, because
I
the
know what I'm
Kennedys.
saying.
I don't know if we have time for all this. This
And
is a
we-
long story.
We actually
And-
don't, but no, the Kennedys were there were certain Kennedys that were involved in the Special Olympics directly because of the one mentally handicapped Kennedy sibling in the generation that
That's it,
JFK
that's
is
it.
from.
Yeah.
That's what
Yeah,
it was.
it
and
ties into that.
and
Okay,
it
got
ties into that exactly.
Right,
and
right.
and I handed it
To her, right?
to her.
Yeah, okay.
Actually, to
Right.
her.
Yeah, you did.
And this was back when my mother was alive, because she was there.
It's the 70s, right?
The 70s.
Yeah,
Yeah,
1970s.
it was in the 70s, right?
70s.
It was in the 70s.
Oh, so
And-
that was like
and-
Ethel
And
Kennedy.
I forgot about it since you said something, Jimmy,
Ethel Kennedy?
about the Kennedys.
Was it
When you
Ethel?
said something about the Kennedys,
What's her name? Ethel. What's it?
dawned-
Ethel, Uncle.
Ethel.
Okay, well, we got to go. It's
Gotta
UncleThePodcast.com. Thanks for listening. We'll be back next Friday.
Got to go without having
Ochelli.com.
a conversation.
At Uncle Podcast on Twitter, Instagram. Uncle, take us out.
Here's our show, people. I was having a good start. The ending of it. Bye-bye.